throw it out there. A little pinch of salt. You know how you get the salt when you cook it? A little bit of salt. Boom! Big Bob. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to the Rambling About Wrestling podcast. I'm your host, Nick Pearl, and I'm trying something a little new today. If you're looking at the video version of the podcast, I have a microphone on my shirt. We're going to see how this sounds. If it doesn't work out, you will never see the setup again. Let's talk about AEW Grand Slam 2024. What a great show it was. We went. I had a great time live. Dynamite was excellent. Collision, it was good. Lasted a little too long in my opinion. We had to leave before the last match. Okada versus Sammy Guevara. Heard it was great. But, we got work in the morning. A little tough. The biggest thing coming out of this show, MVP is all elite. One of the biggest free agent signings in AEW since Adam Copeland. MVP's not necessarily going to wrestle a lot. Definitely not happening. But he will be managing the Hurt Syndicate. This is a group that has been teased for a very, very long time. MVP's the only one to jump over right now. Well, who else will be in the Hurt Syndicate? It is the second coming of the Hurt Business. In WWE, the Hurt Business only performed during the COVID era. They never had the opportunity to perform in front of a live crowd, which is just ridiculous. It pisses me off. I thought it was a missed opportunity, and the fact that we would never see Bobby Lashley, Cedric Alexander, Shelton Benjamin, and MVP get a monster pop winning tag titles, world title. It's just horrible. But now that the Hurt Syndicate is a thing, Cedric Alexander and Ashanti Theodonis, they're doing their own thing down in NXT, rebuilding their characters, giving them a reason to be. And I actually like the work they're doing right now. Just backstage, Ashanti trying to get the girls. Cedric, he's just kind of there. But something's cooking up with them. Two of the biggest free agents out there right now are Bobby Lashley and Shelton Benjamin. So MVP coming.
I'm coming! Nobody can stop me.
I'm not as excited about him. I'm excited about the potential for everybody else. You've got Bobby Lashley, who it seems as though he's going to be thrust right into a feud with Swerve. That is one money match, if I've ever seen one. Possible to be happening at WrestleDream. That is a dream match. During the COVID era, that was not a dream match. Swerve is the North American champion. Bobby Lashley, WWE champion. You never really could see them on the same level. Now that Swerve, after his world title reign and his feud with Hangman, Swerve can be viewed as a viable opponent and threat to the Almighty One. So everybody's all excited about Bobby Lashley coming in. I don't see it happening just yet. Yes, he could show up at WrestleDream. But I'm convinced that Shelton Benjamin's going to be the next one to come over. We're not seeing many contract news updates on Bobby Lashley. But if you looked on Twitter today, it was reported that Shelton Benjamin is very close to signing on the dotted line. Shelton Benjamin will be jumping next. And he is the type of veteran that AEW needs to not only have one last great run. He didn't have that in WWE, and it's a shame. He should have been booked so much better, but I'm not going on and on about that. AEW will use him the right way. Give him a TNT championship run. Let him put on bangers against the younger guys. In some aspects, I'm more excited about Shelton coming over than Bobby. Shelton's not going to be pushed to the top, but the matches that this guy can have to prove that he can still go, it just makes me salivate. Me personally, I'm expecting Shelton Benjamin to come out at WrestleDream, challenge Swerve to a one-on-one match where Swerve will beat Shelton. MVP will be pissed. He will say, I got my business card, I gave it to someone, this guy's going to be coming in, he's ready for you, open challenge at full gear. I'm fully expecting this to go a few pay-per-views over. You get Shelton Benjamin first. You can bring in some other guys to join the Hurt Syndicate. Some guys like EJ Nduka and Lee Johnson. They just came together in Ring of Honor. EJ Nduka's a big meaty guy. He's the type of guy that WWE did literally nothing with. Some of you may not even have known he was signed to a contract. He then went to MLW, where he put on banger matches, built up his stock to the point where he was signed to AEW. He hasn't done much just yet. They're waiting. They're waiting patiently until they could say, all right, let's throw him out there right now. And in Ring of Honor, he is now with Lee Johnson. Lee Johnson is a future Ring of Honor World Champion. Excellent matches against Kyle Fletcher, against Lee Moriarty. He's just on another level. And the fact that he's on Ring of Honor and not AEW television doing these incredible matches is shocking to me. He needs that chance to shine, and the Hurt Syndicate will give him that opportunity. EJ Nduka, Lee Johnson, another guy people want in the Hurt Syndicate, the one and only Powerhouse Hobbs. And when MVP came out at Grand Slam, people took some pictures on the sidelines, and there's Powerhouse Hobbs just kind of standing there watching. He's been backstage the last couple of weeks. He is cleared for competition. But I don't want him in this group, and I'm going to tell you why. Powerhouse Hobbs has been in groups for pretty much his entire run in AEW. He was in Team Taz. Started off great, and then what? What came out of that? Nothing. He was then in the Don Callis family. What came from that? So now you're going to put him in another group? Yes, the Hurt Syndicate can elevate him beyond anyone's wildest dreams. But I don't think this is where he should fit in. You got to remember, Stokely Hathaway has been stalking the tag team division. Maybe you got MVP scouting people for the Hurt Syndicate, and you have Stokely Hathaway trying to find his next big guy. You put Stokely Hathaway with Will Hobbs. You have MVP with Bobby Lashley. You don't just throw him in right away. Tony Khan likes to just give us things, which I love, but not with Bobby Lashley. The more we wait, the more excited everybody's going to get. We know it's happening. It's inevitable that Bobby Lashley will be joining this company. So let's wait. Wait for it to happen. Throw it out there. Like a little pinch of salt. You know how you get the salt when you're cooking? A little bit of salt. Boom. Bobby Lashley shows up. You could have him feud with Swerve. You could have him feud with Hobbs. They want you to think that this whole thing is, will Swerve side with Nana or will Swerve side with MVP? Where in reality, Swerve could easily go with Stokely. You don't need one big group from all of this. You could have two. And AEW is trying to rebuild their tag team and trios divisions. Why not make two groups? The Hurt Syndicate, and maybe you rebrand whatever group Stokely wants. I don't know if you're going to call them the Firm 2.0 or you give them something else. But Stokely is cooking something. And I am 95% sure that they will be going toe-to-toe with the Hurt Syndicate, whether Bobby Lashley's in the group or whether he's not in just yet. So MVP will be handing out these business cards. So far, Nana has one for Swerve. Swerve will not join them. Swerve needs Nana. And I'm not saying because Swerve, it's not like Swerve can't do anything on his own. I just feel like Nana is such a big part of Swerve's character arc that if Swerve were to get rid of Nana, he loses some of that aura. Swerve would be fine on his own, don't get me wrong. But where does Nana go after that? Nana's not wrestling. Nana is perfect in this manager role. Keep him with Swerve. If it doesn't work out, Nana could easily finagle his way into the Hurt business, because remember, they're all about business. Who gives a crap if they like you or not? All about business, all about winning championships. This is more complicated than what meets the eye. AEW's got some great teams, but they're losing the Lucha Brothers. That's a big gap that needs to be filled. You could also throw in Kevin Knight. Shelty just had a great match against Kevin Knight. He was under contract with both TNA and New Japan. He's done with TNA for now, back in New Japan. AEW's got that partnership. You want Kevin Knight to be raised up to that next level? Welcome to the Hurt Syndicate. I saw him versus Gringo Loco at a House of Glory show. Fantastic. He's got so much potential. He just needs to find that little piece of character that he's missing. So my options for the Hurt Syndicate: EJ Nduka, Lee Johnson, and Kevin Knight. Those are the guys that will be joining MVP, Shelton Benjamin, and eventually Bobby Lashley. Bobby will not be coming in just yet. Tease Big Bob for up to 2 months. We know he's coming. When he comes in, the crowd reaction, first of all, will be enormous. And second of all, the options for matchups are endless, especially if you have multiple groups being formed. So what do you guys think? Do you agree with my thoughts on the Hurt Syndicate members? Let me know in the comments. Let me know, DM me, whatever you want to do. I am now going to sit back, relax, and finish watching Monday Night Raw. We are about to have the last monster standing match. So I'm very excited for the ring to break. If the ring doesn't break during this, I will be shocked. I have been your host, Nick Pearl, and I'll catch you on the next one. Let's keep rambling, everybody.